Hello internet, Jesus loves you. My name's Cody, and this is the Christian News Show we do on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with geeksundergrace.com. And before we get into this, I do need to say that my opinions are mine and not those of Geeks Under Grace. Same goes for any other time that I make a video, but I wanted you guys to know that specifically for this. So, the Supreme Court has ruled that same-sex marriage is legal in all 50 states. The vote was 5-4, so that is incredibly close. Those four now have 3 weeks before this goes into effect to try to get them to stop it and reconsider. And so, of course, conservatives are freaking out about this. And Christian liberals are also freaking out about this because they're worried about religious freedom. But the big Christian response that has me worried are all the people that are saying the Supreme Court has no right to change the God-ordained definition of marriage. Because they haven't. And the fact that people are under the mindset that the government has changed anything other than government law freaks me out. We are not a Christian nation. We are Christians in a free nation, and that's awesome. What the government decides should not affect the church, and if it does, that's what you should be fighting for. I mean, could you imagine if Christians would have fought alongside the LGBT community for their rights? And instead of putting all that effort into fighting them, we would have put that towards religious freedom, which stretches way beyond this. They may have even returned the favor. But let's be honest, and it's a sad, sad truth, but those would have been actions of love. Something we may need to work on. That being said, congratulations to the LGBT community. I hope that you don't hate us and that we can do better at showing you love in the future. And Christians, now that this is over, I hope that we can now politically focus on our own human rights instead of others. Anyways, moving to a news story about the University of Wisconsin. A student there by the name of Rachel Langerberg had a presentation for sociology. And in the presentation, she had a few Bible verses reinforcing her statements. And the professor told Rachel that if she did not remove these Bible verses, her presentation would get a failing grade, saying that they were inappropriate for the project and that the Bible is not an academic resource. Now, I really do wish I knew more about this presentation because I can't really shape an opinion on it too easily. Depending on the topic, the Bible can definitely be a biased source on certain information. But if this is a class on sociology, then I feel like the Bible is going to be perfect for her because it explains human behavior so well. So the student did remove the Bible verses from her presentation, but she later talked with a teacher trying to come to middle ground. They could not do that, so she is now being defended by the Liberty Counsel attorneys, which goes back to what I said before. I really wish the last 20 years would have been spent defending religious freedom. Moving on really quick, I did want to give a huge shout out to India, China, and the Asian Development Bank. Just a little bit of good news for you today. They are pledging $2.1 billion to help Nepal. That is so much money, but Nepal needs it. And this obviously goes along with all the other millions of dollars that we've raised in the United States and other countries as well. Just good to see. And then our final story of the day are about two studies that seem to kind of contradict each other, even though they don't really. One study says that people are less trusting of the church, but the other states that more people are donating to the church than ever before. And I think obviously it's probably just different people. But more importantly, I think it needs to put up a red flag and a call for transparency. I mean, obviously, if people aren't trusting the church and the church is making lots of money, that is going to make people trust them even less if you're not telling them where that money's going. I just think when you see these kind of numbers, it's crucial to regain everybody's trust that you can. I mean, the last thing we need is a church making record numbers amounts of money and then finding out that there's some scandal behind it. Though with social media, we live in a world of transparency, so hopefully that doesn't happen, at least not on some big scale that loses a ton of people's trust. Maybe churches can just do what they say they're going to do with the money. And question of the day, I don't mind making my comment section a war zone. I know that none of you actually agree with me. What are your thoughts on the Supreme Court legalizing gay marriage in all 50 states? I want to know what you guys have to say, so please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Feel free to disagree. Feel even more free to agree with me. That would be fantastic, but I know it's coming. As long as we can agree that love and Jesus are the most important things, then I'm fine with you disagreeing with me on certain subjects. Also, make sure you check out geeksundergrace.com for more geeky content. My name's Cody Armour, bringing Christian news in a not so boring kind of way every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. In closing, let the haters hate, let the Christians pray. To everybody like, subscribe. I will see you later, and God bless.